Okay, so at this point you've learned how to enter individual word or phrase translations at one at a time, and you've also heard about the Apply to All tool, which enables you to make many translational edits with a single command. Well, now we need to talk about the user edits log. Try to imagine how other users of the interactive translation project will benefit from the fruits of your studies. If you are just randomly entering in translational data, either as a single entry or using the Apply to All tool, it won't really jump out at other ITP users unless they happen to be reading the specific verse containing your edits. Just think about how many verses we're talking about and how likely it is that other truth seekers will happen upon your translational contributions. If they're using the ITP for their daily or weekly personal or group Bible studies, they might come across them once every few weeks or so. Or if they're listening to the ITP through an audio reader for hours at a time, they might be able to cover a little more ground and potentially come across other user translation contributions every few days or so. But long story short, I want to try to create a real-time news feed similar to what you might see on Facebook, where other truth seekers will be able to see in real time what other truth seekers have been studying or contributing. And I want this to be an automatic news feed someday, but for right now we need to do it somewhat manually. So like I said, I think this would be a great way for other users to get a quick snapshot picture of what their brother and sister truth seekers have been thinking about or working on lately. In the main ITP shared folder directory, I've created a new folder titled User Edit Log Newsfeed, shown here, circled in red. Once inside of this folder, you will want to copy and paste the file titled blank template, user number, enter number, edits log. To your own, you'll want to copy this and paste it to your own private Dropbox folder for editing, where you put your other book files from the library. Once transferred, go ahead and rename the file appropriately to your once it's inside of your private folder. For example, if you're user 31, it would be user number 31 edits log. Now, the purpose of this file is twofold. First, it will be a good way to help you make a smooth conversion as more and more improvements and upgrades are made to the interactive translation project. And trust me, it will not take you long to understand the importance of maintaining this log as more and more upgrades happen to the interactive translation project. So you're gonna depending on what kind of upgrades we see, you might have to translate all your data and stuff, so you need a good way to be able to do that. Secondly, it will be a quick summary of all the changes you've made to your translation for both you and your fellow brother and sister truth seekers to reflect on. Otherwise, you or they will probably have a difficult time trying to track down your changes in 70,000 lines of data, for example. In addition, users will be able to put some personal info in this file if they wish, contact info for other truth seekers to reach them, etc. Now, here's something important to realize. The only reason I think we can do this is because I anticipate these user edit logs to be very, very small in file size. So that will allow enough room for to put one log for every user onto the shared Dropbox space, so for everyone to see. So again, this is a shared folder, so there's limited space on the shared folder. That being said, please do not abuse these files. Please feel free to include whatever info you think is relevant for other truth seekers the data for the log, but also links for your YouTube videos, email contact information, etc., websites. But only use text, no photos, as things like photos will quickly increase the size of the files, and if I see users doing this, I might have to ask you to trim things down for other users' sakes due to limited space. So anyway, please feel free to go back to the folder titled New Edits User Edits Log Newsfeed, and check out other user edits log files as a sample, so you understand the format of how you're entering your translational edits. So looking at this one, you have a timestamp out to the left. Then you have your IT number. Eventually you'll have your UIT number, your unique interactive translation number. You can put the range that you applied it to if you had an individual file, or if you applied it to all. What was the original word? What did you change it to? And then again, you can include a reference and some comments and links and websites and stuff, and your contact information along the top. Okay, once you have made your own updates to your user edits log saved in your own private Dropbox space, you'll always want to make sure you save a backup copy to your own private shared Dropbox space, and probably multiple copies. I explained that process of creating a backup folder earlier. But once you're done making your changes or bringing your log up to date, copy and paste this updated file back into the shared user edits log newsfeed folder, so that your fellow brother and sister truth seekers can benefit from your studies. From there, please edit and update your log file from within your own personal Dropbox space, and then periodically copy and paste it into the shared folder, and overwrite the file you previously uploaded to this folder. Finally, if you wish to view any of the other files in this folder, please copy and paste them to your own personal private Dropbox space first, then feel free to open them from there. Okay, so that's it for this video. In the next video, we will talk about uploading your user portal translational contributions to the interactive translation project. This is an important step for actually feeding the voted translation, so we can generate the voted translation. So next, I would recommend checking out the video titled Getting Started with the ITP Part 6, How to Upload Translational Contributions. I believe it should be the next video in the playlist. I'll also try to include a link in the description below in case you somehow found this video and you're not actually in the playlist, or you can find the playlist by going to my YouTube channel and clicking on the playlist tab.